Vanessa Williams is back on Broadway with a new musical that celebrates lyricist and composer Stephen Sondheim, whose work in West Side Story, Gypsy, so many other musicals has made him a legend. He just recently celebrated his 80th birthday. And Vanessa, you might remember this, nominated for a Tony for one of his shows, Into the Woods. You remember her role in that one. She's now singing all his music in Sondheim on Sondheim. And Vanessa, so good to have you back. The previews have been going bonkers.
We've got great audiences. It's such a unique evening. I mean, people that are in musical theater know who Sondheim is, but people that have no idea who he is get a chance to spend an evening listening to Sondheim talk about his influences, his background, his teachers, his mentors, and also see his life come to work. And we get a chance to sing and dance, and as you can see, we're doing some bits of Company, which was one of his big shows as well. It's fascinating. It's like a documentary because you get a chance to hear his story.
From some of the interviews that he's given.
And then you get some song and dance.
Yeah, well, that's always a good thing. Now, he keeps to himself.
He's a shy guy.
Yeah, he's a shy guy. You've met him once, and he also, I heard he came to rehearsal.
Oh, he comes quite a bit. He comes at least once a week. We get notes from SS. And we make sure that we apply the notes that SS gives us because he's the creator. So, we're here to celebrate him.
But it's a little intimidating when you're there in rehearsal and he's sitting there in the front. He's got his little yellow legal pad out and he's...
Of course it's intimidating, you know, because he is God. There is the beginning of Act 2, a song that he wrote for Sondheim on Sondheim is called God. And it's talking about how he is revered so much within the musical theater business. And it's very tongue-in-cheek, but it's hilarious.
What is it like for you to be back on Broadway? I mean, we know you from TV, we know you from film, we know you do so many things so well, but it comes back to the music and the stage.
And the timing couldn't be more perfect. I mean, I'd literally finished our last episode of Ugly Betty on Wednesday. I know. It saddens me too. And we open on Thursday this week on Sondheim and Sondheim. So it couldn't have been orchestrated better. And I signed up James Lapine, who I'd done Into the Woods with as a director. He asked me would I be interested in doing the show, and I said, well, as long as I can work around Betty, and it worked out perfectly.
Yeah, and everybody was really accommodating when you were going back and forth.
But there's nothing like a live audience every night and being able to make it new and fresh every night. And 8 shows a week, it's a grind, but it's definitely worth it.
And honey, there's nothing like a live audience every morning.
There you go.
There's nothing like a live audience. I know the feeling. But you do, you feed off of them. You absolutely do.
Yeah.
Ugly Betty. Okay, it was this season was really had really found its voice and the cast and everything. How difficult was it to say goodbye
it was
to everything?
tough. I mean, when I saw this last episode, they didn't show you all the cuts and the takes that we were bawling our eyes out. It was tough. I mean, because we've spent 4 years together, and it's almost like going to high school. You know, your freshman year, and this is our senior year, and we're all leaving each other, and we did not want to leave. Our last read-through, none of us wanted to leave the table. None of us wanted to finish the words that we were saying. It was an extraordinary group of people. The ensemble was great. The directors were great. The writers, Sylvia Orta and his whole team. Well, it was unique.
Well, I'm going to start a petition. Let's have a movie.
That's right.
Like
let's do Ugly Betty the movie.
Ugly Betty the movie.
Absolutely.
I think that would be something else.
Absolutely.
Are you also singing in your church choir? Did I hear? I was reading in the New York Times.
I do. Yeah. My Sunday the day in. The New York Times followed me on a Sunday, and I started out at 10:30 Mass singing for Easter. My daughter's in the children's choir. I'm in the adult choir, and I sang Rise Again, and then jumped in my car and came down and did a 2 o'clock matinee on Broadway and did Sondheim on Sondheim.
And how do you keep it going? Because being back on Broadway, and it's demanding. It's grueling.
Demanding.
You can't have an off night.
You can't have an off night, but that's what I love about it. It's the challenge, it's the electricity, and you have to take care of your voice is a muscle, and it's an instrument that has to be taken care of well, and you gotta be in shape. So I love it.
You do love it, and you look fantastic.
Well, thank you.
You bring it every night, and I'm going. So it's a limited run until July?
Till mid-June.
Okay.
So if they want tickets, they can go to Roundabout, which they've got a website, or they can come. We're at Studio 54. 8 shows a week every night except Monday. This is my day off.
Oh, well, thank you for showing your day off with us. Always a pleasure to have you here, Vanessa. Continue blessings in all that you do. And for more on Vanessa Williams' new Broadway musical. You can go to our website, too, at abcnews.com. We'll hook you up with all the information.